watching a video, a movie of Malcolm X. This phrase, empty men cast no shadows. And there's a scene, and for those of you who might have not have seen the film, there's a scene at the beginning where Malcolm X is a bit of a player. He thinks he's a bit sick and he's walking around with his pimped out clothes and he's all about that swag and he's walking around. There's a scene that him and his friend are both bopping along the street like this. And they're showing what he does to prepare for his nights out. And he goes through this process of using this chemical, this bleach, and bleaching his hair. And the bleach is so strong that it burns his skin as he's putting it into his hair. So that this bleach, what it does is it straightens out. If you have frizzy hair, it straightens it out. And every night, every week, he'd go to the barbers and they'd stick this bleach on his hair. And there's a scene where he's at the barbers and they put this bleach in his hair and he's like, oh God. And then he sticks his head in the sink and he's like, this is too much. And some of the older heads, the older generation, they look at him like, this clown, what's he doing? Because he thinks this is what swag's about. This is who I am. And then eventually, as he's going about his hustle and he's involved with the wrong kinds of people, he gets arrested and he ends up in prison. And in prison, he starts to have withdrawal symptoms because he's addicted to crack. He's addicted to all those things he had before he ended up in prison. And there's a scene where he's taking a shower and he's coming out of the shower and he's put this bleach in his hair and it's clearly burning him when he's talking to this guy called Brother Baines, really wise, intelligent man. He says to him, Brother Baines, what's your angle? Why are you helping me? Because he gives him this drink that helps him to deal with some of these withdrawal symptoms. And he looks at him and says, what are you doing to yourself? You think you came to prison and you got locked up here? You were in prison long before you came to this jail. You need to free yourself from mental slavery, Malcolm. And Malcolm doesn't think anything of it at the time. But what he realizes is, during his time in prison, Brother Baines says to him, my angle, I can free you, I can show you how to get out of this prison. Not literally, but metaphorically. Free yourself, emancipate yourself from mental slavery, Malcolm. And it's in that prison cell where he used to read with a dim light every single night that Malcolm first gained his vision when he became the great social reformer that we know today. And he goes on later on, one of his most famous speeches, and he says, who taught you? Who taught you to hate the nose, the shape of your nose? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair, that you're willing to bleach it and go through such pain? Who? And it's one of his most powerful speeches. If you look it up, it'll be the first thing that comes up on YouTube. And I tell you, empty men cast no shadows. Malcolm X realized that he needed to change something in his character. Today, one of the most incredible things for me is that you've been given a free opportunity to network, meet fellow like-minded people in such an incredible venue where people have spent months and months and months. I know because I've been part of this process, planning for you to be here today. And so I want to share this message, empty men cast no shadows. Mahatma Gandhi had a quote that when you align your thoughts, your words and your actions, then and only then will you reach true happiness. And that's a problem with most people today, is that their thoughts and their words and their actions don't line up. They might have the most beautiful thoughts that stand out like a peacock's feathers, but they don't have action at the end of it. There's so many people who could have been here today who probably looked at the event page and thought, you know what, this looks like a good opportunity, but they didn't come. There were so many more people who signed up and were supposed to be here today, and just look around, there's an empty seat right here. Why is there an empty seat? People signed up, they put their name down and they didn't show up today. You guys did. So I congratulate you for that. But the next step is, will you still be sat in this seat 6 months from now? Will you still be sat in this seat 12 months from now? Will you still be sat in this seat 2 years from now, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years? It's that quote, when your thoughts, your words and your actions line up, That's true happiness. That's why Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change. No matter how small or how big the candle is, all you have to do is create that spark, and the moment it ignites, the darkness is gone. And so what if you did that in your own life? You become that candle, you find your spark, you find what success looks like, you find
out of the conditioning and the conformity that he was in, into a new situation. That's where he really decided, do you know what? The time for change is now.